There are some things school simply doesn't teach us. Like after I graduated, I realized I wasn't prepared for many real world conversations around money. I wished every organization offered a class or session on how to manage finances as we begin our professional journey. Most of us learn how to solve complex math problems, but how many of us actually understand how mortgages work or how interest rates and inflation impact our income and the credit payments we make? How do you choose the right health plan, save efficiently, or build an emergency fund? These are questions I had for a long time, and I learned many of the answers the hard way through debt, poor decisions, and missed opportunities. But you don't have to. In this episode, we're breaking down the real financial concepts that most adults only learn after making costly mistakes. So let's get started so you can avoid them. Number one, the 50-30-20 rule, a simple budget framework. The 50-30-20 rule is a very simple and effective budgeting framework, remarkably helpful for those who struggle with structuring their finances. The concept is easy to apply. From your after-tax income, you allocate 50% toward needs, 30% toward wants, and the remaining 20% towards savings and investments. So what counts as need versus a want? Needs are essential expenses required to live a basic and comfortable life. Things like rent, groceries, utilities, and insurance. And then wants, on the other hand, include non-essential that enhance your lifestyle, such as entertainment subscriptions, dining out, and shopping. While it's difficult to cut down on your needs, your wants are much more flexible. If you can dial back your discretionary spending, you can increase your savings, which, according to the rule, should be at least 20% of your income. For instance, if you earn $3,000 a month, you would spend $1,500 on essentials, $900 on personal spending, and save the remaining $600. While this rule isn't rigid, it provides a solid starting point. Now, personally, I would go one step further and suggest aiming to keep both essential and personal expenses under 60% so you can save up to 40% instead of 20%. If you want to build a stronger financial future, adopting a more aggressive savings mindset can make a big difference. Now, here are some questions you can ask yourself before using the 50-30-20 rule. Number one, what is my exact monthly after-tax income? Number two, are my current needs taking up more than 50% of my income? Number three, what are some wants that I can reduce or eliminate without feeling deprived? Number four, am I consistently saving 20% or more of my income each month? Number five, do I need to adjust this rule based on my goals, income level, or my location? And number six, would a more aggressive savings target like 40% savings work better for my long-term goals? Now, let's move on to the second concept. This is the basics of health insurance that nobody talks about. When it comes to health insurance, there are a few important terms that help you understand what you're actually paying for. So let's go through them one by one. First, your premium. It's the monthly fee you pay just to keep your insurance active, like a subscription that you pay for, whether you use it or not. Then there's the deductible, which is the amount you have to pay out of your own pocket each year before the insurance company starts helping with your costs. Now, even after meeting your deductibles, you still might have to pay copays, which are small fixed amounts for things like doctor visits or prescriptions. And then there is coinsurance, where you split the remaining costs with your insurer. For example, you pay 20% and they will cover the 80%. Luckily, there's an out-of-pocket maximum as well, which is a cap on how much you will be spending out of your pocket for each year. After you hit that, insurance usually covers 100% of your covered services. You'll also hear about networks, which are the group of doctors and hospitals your insurance works with. Sticking to in-network providers saves you money, while going out of network can cost more or sometimes is not covered at all. Now, there are also different plans. HMOs require referrals and limit you to in-network doctors, but cost less, while PPOs give you more flexibility, but it comes for a higher price. Most plans also cover preventative care like checkups and vaccines, which are free, even before you reach your deductible. And finally, if you are in a high deductible plan, you might be able to open an HSA, which is the health savings account. This lets you to save money tax-free for medical expenses. Understanding these basics can help you choose the right plan and avoid surprise bills later. Now, here are some questions that you should be asking before picking a health insurance plan. Number 1, what's the monthly premium? Can I afford to pay this every month even if I don't use the plan? Number 2, what's the deductible? How much do I have to pay out of pocket before the plan starts helping with the cost? Number 3, what's the out-of-pocket maximum? It would help you to assess the worst-case scenario, how much you could be possibly spending in a year. Number 4, what are the co-pays and co-insurance rates? That is, how much will I pay for doctor visits, specialist appointments, prescriptions, ER visits, etc.? Number 5, is my doctor in network? That is, are my current doctors, clinics, or preferred hospitals covered under this plan or not? Number 6, do I need referrals to see specialists? A very important question to ask if it's an HMO plan. Number 7, does this plan cover the medications I take? Check the formulary. That is the list of covered drugs to avoid surprise costs. Number 8, what's covered before I meet the deductible? Are preventative services like checkups, vaccines, and screenings included at no cost? Number 9, is this a high deductible plan? And can I use an HSA? If so, how much can I contribute? And what can I use those funds for? And number 10, what's the difference between this plan and other available plans like HMO versus PPO or EPO? How does coverage, flexibility, and cost compare? Knowing these answers will help you pick a better plan for yourself. Now with that, let's move on to the next concept, credit scores. Think of your credit score as your adult GPA. It reflects how responsible you are with borrowed money, and it can have a big impact on your life. Lenders use it to decide whether to approve you for loans and what interest rates to offer. It can even affect whether you get approved for an apartment or, in some cases, a job. To build and maintain a good credit score, you always pay your bills on time. Even something as small as a missed phone bill can lower your score. And try to keep your credit card usage under 30% of your total limit. So if your total limit is around $1,000, don't carry a balance over $300. Also, don't close your oldest credit cards because your credit history length matters. A high score can save you thousands of dollars over time by getting you better loan deals. It shows lenders you're trustworthy. You don't need to check your credit score often, but if you need to, you can also do that by using some free tools like Credit Karma or your bank's app to stay on top of it. Some very important questions to ask about your credit scores. Number 1, what is my current credit score and what range is it in? Is it poor, fair, good, very good, or excellent? Number 2, what factors are affecting my credit score right now? Is it late payments, high balances, short credit history, or too many inquiries? Number 3, how can I improve my score the fastest? Number 4, how does my credit utilization affect my score? Number 5, should I pay off my credit card completely or leave a small balance on there? What's better for maintaining or boosting my score? Number 6, is it okay to open a new credit card to improve my score? Would it really help or hurt my credit in the short term? Number 7, should I close out my old credit cards? How will that impact my length of credit history? Asking these kind of questions will keep you on top of your credit score so that you're not surprised when you go for bank loans. Let's move on to the next concept. Minimum payments are a trap. Making only the minimum payment on your credit card might seem manageable, but it can be an expensive trap. Credit card companies allow you to do this to keep you in debt longer and collect massive interest. For example, if you owe $2,000 at 20% interest and only pay the $50 minimum each month, it could take over a decade to pay off your balances, and you'll end up paying far more than the original amount. The solution? Treat your credit card debt like a financial emergency. Pay it down aggressively using strategies like paying smallest debts first or targeting highest interest rates first. Now, here are some questions you should be asking. What is the total interest I'll pay if I only make the minimum payment? Number 2, how long will it take me to pay off my balance at this rate? Number 3, can I afford to pay more than the minimum each month? If yes, then my consideration, you should do that. It will only go towards your principal amount, not your interest amount. Number 4, what's the interest rate on your credit card, the APR? Number 5, should I consider a balance transfer or a debt consolidation? Number 6, what's the best strategy for tackling my credit card debt? Pay off the smallest debts first, or should I target the highest interest rates first? Moving on to the next concept, evaluating your job offers. Look beyond the salary. When evaluating a job offer, don't focus solely on the salary. The true value lies in the total compensation package. Benefits like 401k matching, free money for retirement, health insurance, paid time off, bonuses, and the ability to work from home. These are perks and can add tens of thousands of dollars in value. Sometimes an $80,000 job with strong benefits is worth more than a $95,000 job with no support. Always ask for a breakdown of the entire package, not just the base pay. Here are a few questions you should be asking. Does this job include a 401k match or retirement benefits? What does the health insurance plan cover, and how much does it cost me? How much paid time off is included? Are there bonuses, stock options, or profit sharing? Are there any work from home options or commute reimbursements? What's the total compensation value, including benefits? Moving on to the next concept. This is something very few people talk about. The emergency fund, your financial parachute, your financial safety net. Before you invest or make major purchases, build this fund to protect yourself from life's curveballs like a job loss or a medical emergency or some car repairs that you need to do. The general rule is to save 3 to 6 months of living expenses and keep it in a high yield savings account, not in any risky investments like stocks. Having this cushion brings peace of mind and it keeps you out of debt during tough times. The important questions to ask here is, how much are my basic monthly living expenses? That way you can calculate your 3 to 6 months of expenses that you need to save for. Next question is, where is the best place to store my emergency fund? Another question to ask is, should I be building this fund before investing or paying off any debt? Have I used my emergency fund recently and do I need to replenish it? And very importantly, how can I automate saving for this fund? Moving on to another very important concept, start investing early, even if you started with a very small amount. The earlier you start investing, the more compounding benefit you'll have on your investment. Even small amounts like $100 a month can grow into hundreds of thousands over decades. Starting at age 22 instead of 30 can nearly double your retirement savings. Use options like an employer 401k or Roth IRA or low-cost index funds. The key will be consistency, automating your investments and let time do the rest. The important questions to ask here are, am I taking advantage of compound interest by investing early, right now? Can I start with small amounts like $50 or $100 a month? Which investing accounts should I start, like 401k, Roth IRA, or your own personal brokerage account? What are index funds and why are they recommended for beginners? How can I automate my investments so I don't forget or delay? What's the long-term impact if I delay investing by a few years? Knowing these answers will help you make a better assessment of your investment strategy. Moving on to the next concept, take the employer's 401k match. If your employer offers a 401k match, take it. It's free money for your retirement. For example, if your company matches 100% of up to 5% of your take-home pay and you make $50,000, that's an extra $2,500 a year just to contributing to 401k. Not taking full advantage is like turning down part of your paycheck. Always contribute at least enough to get the full match. In this case, it will be 5% at least. Questions you need to ask here are, does my employer offer a 401k match? What percentage do I need to contribute to get the full match? How much free money am I leaving on the table by not contributing to 401k? What is a vesting period? And is there a vesting period before the matched funds become mine? What investment options are available within my 401k plan? Also, can I increase my contributions gradually over time? Another concept to know about, auditing your subscriptions. Small monthly subscriptions can quietly drain your bank account. Streaming services, apps, gym memberships, and cloud storage may only cost a few dollars each, but over time, they all add up. A subscription audit every 6 months will help you cut down waste. Review your bank or credit card statements, or use apps like Truebill to spot and cancel unused services. Few very important questions to ask here will be, what subscriptions am I currently paying for? Am I actively using all of them? If I haven't used them in 6 months, probably I don't need them. How much am I spending on subscriptions each month? Can I bundle or downgrade any services to save money here? Are there any free alternatives I could be using? Should I set a reminder to audit again in 6 months? Answer is yes. Moving on, don't finance depreciating assets. Financing something that loses value quickly, like a new car, is usually a poor financial move, especially right out of the college. New cars lose value the moment you drive them out of the lot. So instead, consider buying a used car, paying mostly in cash, and avoiding long-term loans. Financing a $40,000 car over 6 to 7 years can leave you owing more than it's worth. A few questions to ask here will be, is this purchase going to lose value over time? If yes, you want to either pay mostly in cash or find the lowest rate for your financing that you can offset with your investment. Number 2, can I afford to pay mostly in cash? Is a used or certified pre-owned car a better option? How long is the loan term? And what's the total cost with interest? Am I buying this because I need it, or do I just want it? Will I still be happy making this payment 5 years from now? Answering these questions will help you make a better decision with owning an asset which is continuously losing its value. Now let's talk about renting versus buying a home. Now, many people will have their own opinion about it, but here's my take to it. Buying isn't always better than renting. While owning builds equity, renting offers flexibility, fewer upfront costs, and no maintenance responsibilities at all for you guys. Buying will make sense only if you plan to stay at least for 5 years in that place, can afford a 20% down payment, and fully understand all the extra costs, property taxes, repairs, HOA, insurance. It keeps going on and on. Until then, renting might be the smarter financial move. So ask yourself, do I plan to stay in the same place for at least 5 years? Can I afford a 20% down payment plus closing costs? What are the hidden costs of owning? Maintenance, taxes, insurance, HOA, just like we spoke about. Will my mortgage payment be more or less than renting? Is my job or lifestyle stable enough for home ownership? What's the current housing market like in my area? And as for our last financial concept for today, know basic tax terminologies. Now, you don't need to be an accountant, but knowing a few basic tax concepts can save you money and stress. Understand what tax bracket you fall into, the difference between standard and itemized deductions, and what forms like W2, W4, or 1099 mean. And yeah, do you know that tax refunds are not free money? They just mean you overpaid your taxes. So ask yourself these questions. What tax bracket am I in? Should I take the standard deduction or itemize? What's the difference between W2 and 1099? Am I withholding too much or too little from my paycheck? How can I legally reduce my tax bill? For example, by using retirement contributions. With all the resources available, can I do my taxes myself now? Or should I get help? With that, we'll wrap up this episode. I've taken podcasting as a personal responsibility to help bring more clarity to your life and others like you. But I can only succeed with your support. So if you're new here or a regular listener, please like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me to reach more people who could find real value in this message. Thank you for being here, and I hope you have a wonderful and a meaningful day ahead.